Slightly keeping it with Manchester United. The Mirror today are reporting, along with Talksport and Ben Jacobs, that although they were seen as the front runners up until the last week or so, but it does appear that Liam Delap is going to reject Chelsea for Manchester United. What does that say? We know he's a good young talent. I would love to get LB's views on him as an ex-City player, but what does that say about Chelsea? That even though they could be coming third, fourth, fifth this season.
Of course he did. As soon as you mentioned Chelsea, he's like, fuck, I'm not getting cooked off Chelsea fans. I let LB can get roasted off these Chelsea fans. Hey, get back here now, Potsy, man. Yeah?
He bottled it.
Get back here now. Put your camera back on, man. We all know you're there. Yeah, I'm not going into this getting cooked off these Chelsea fans in the chat on my ones, man. What are you saying? Delap rejecting Chelsea, yeah?
Yeah, and it's what the reports are suggesting, that if Man United make the Champions League, so both teams in the Champions League, he's going to pick Manchester United over Chelsea.
Okay. I think that's an L from his decision, personally. I would go Chelsea if I was him. I think Chelsea's much more stable. Here he is.
Here he is.
Started.
Someone say Chelsea. Did someone say Chelsea?
Yeah, no, I think Chelsea's much more stable right now than Manchester United. I think they are a lot closer to being a top elite level side than Man United. They've got an elite level creator, in my opinion, in Cole Palmer. And I just think they're a lot closer. I don't think Chelsea need that much. I think they need a few players, top quality players. But I think they need a few players, and I think they're thereabouts. I think then the pressure will be on the manager. United, as we've just spent 40 minutes talking about, they need to rip up the club and start again. So I think this is an interesting move.
But it's better off staying at Ipswich than going to Man United. Or...
Well, probably not. You know what I mean?
I'm not biting.
Yeah, I was only joking.
I'm surprised if he rejects Chelsea, unless Chelsea are getting him in and getting an elite level striker at the same time. So then he's being told he's going to be like a number 2 rotational option, and United are like, you're going to be the number 1. So he's like, well, go there then.
That's my thoughts. What's the thoughts on him leading the line for either of them? I'm not saying he's not good enough. I'm just because they're terrible at the moment. They ain't got anyone. But do you think there's a serious amount of pressure on Liam Delap? I mean, look, I think he's a talented player. I think he's been excellent for Ipswich, and I know he was good at Hull. And I know that Man City fans like yourself, LB, said you thought he was quality when he was coming through. But is that a lot of pressure to put on the lad? I mean, I see him as coming in as a kind of trying to fight for a first place team at that level. If he's going to an Everton, he'll play every game and he'll do quite well, I'm sure. But playing for Everton is very different to playing for Manchester United or Chelsea. And I know that at the moment, Manchester United are in a mess, but there's a serious amount of pressure on the lad. Maybe he can hack it. Maybe he's good enough. But I think, out of the two, I agree with LB. I think he will probably go to Chelsea, if I'm honest. If the rumours are true that he's going to reject them for Manchester United, it might be that he's looking at the kind of, I'm not looking at Man United and where they are now. I'm looking at Man United, the club and the pool. And that could be, because there still is a different knock when it's Man United. I know people laugh at this now because they're a mess. But when you can say in your career, I played for Manchester United, you respect it a lot. So, look, I think that is a big thing. If he was to reject Chelsea to go to Man United, I'm not going to lie, it would be quite funny, to be fair. Man United has still got Paul, though. It's not like he's rejecting Chelsea to go and play for West Ham up front, is it? Do you know what I mean? And even if he was doing that, I'd say fair play because he's obviously rejected it for first team football, right? But right now, I think he's guaranteed first team football at any of those clubs, isn't he? So, yeah, man, I don't know. I think Chelsea, I would probably lean towards, if I had to put money on it, that he'd go with it. But if the reports are coming out that he's going to now choose Manchester United, then that's quite funny, to be fair. But huge pressure. Do you think huge pressure? I think.
Yeah, of course, there's huge pressure on him, bro. It's definitely going to be huge pressure. But I think he's got the ego for it, me. I think he backs himself. I think he's got the quality. He scored 12 goals, by the way, this year for Ipswich. I think that's pretty good, man. Jackson scored 12 goals for Chelsea.
Fair.
Yeah. I think if he goes Chelsea, I think he gets 20 league goals next year. Real talk. I genuinely think he gets 20 league goals if he goes Chelsea next year. I think he's a good player. Now, is he going to be good enough to take them back to the Prem next year or the year after? I don't know. But Chelsea don't want Osimhen because they're not willing to pay the money. Gyökeres is probably favouring a move to a more ready club, I would imagine. Someone like an Arsenal or a Liverpool, I would imagine. So maybe they're gonna have to get him. But
I think Sesko ahead of Delap, or would you take Delap?
Yeah, Sesko's probably. I think Sesko's probably more willing to go to a Chelsea or United than Gyökeres. I think Gyökeres is obviously the goals that he's put in. Why would he go to a development club again now? He wants to take wants to be the guy that wins titles and stuff. So
maybe it'll be Sesko that goes to Chelsea and Delap goes to Man United.
Well, that's the link that's just come out today from Matt Law. I was going to put it on the screen, but I can't find it now. But Matt Law has said, somebody posted it into the chat and I forgot to star it. But basically saying Benjamin Sesko is now a lead target for Chelsea.
Oh God, please! That means we must go for Gyökeres then, because that's what I don't want. I want Man United to win the Europa League for obvious reasons. However, if you do, you get Champions League, and then Gyökeres might even consider that. I hope that LB's right and he does go for Arsenal. It looks like Berta wants him, and he's our main target now because Isak's down at Newcastle. So for me, I want Gyökeres, and then Manchester United could get Delap. Chelsea gets Sesko.
The fact is, Arsenal should be leading the race and you should be getting the best out of them because you're in the best position.
Facts.
Obviously, I don't know what Liverpool are doing. No one ever seems to know what Liverpool are doing, with transfer market. You know what I'm saying? But with Arsenal...
Can I just tell you what Liverpool are doing quickly? They're losing another centre-back for a free to Real Madrid, according to reports. Canate.
No way. Who said that?
That's what I'm hearing in rumours today.
Right, he's out of contract next year, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got 1 year left.
Oh, that's madness. Oh, that's crazy.
It's mad, isn't it?
Bro, what are they doing over there, man? Why did other players' contracts run down?
Yeah, that's mad.
That's so dumb, these guys who run this football club at Liverpool, man. Honestly, these guys should be rioting, man. Honestly, it's unbelievable what's happening there. But yeah, I'll go back to the striker thing. Yeah, if I did that, go Chelsea, lad. Yeah, go Chelsea. Yeah, they're not a million miles away from being a decent side. Yeah, United are a million miles away from being a decent side, right? And then, you're cooking on gas, isn't it?
Yeah, look, it's also likely that Man United are offering him more money. Chelsea have that wage cap thing. That's the one thing about Chelsea that I think gives everybody a negotiation advantage over. And how many shows did we do last year, LB, where Chelsea fans kept on saying, don't want Osimhen, he ain't worth it, we've got a wage cap. That could also be the issue here. And look, I've got trepidation. I'm a bit worried about Delap. He's had a good season, but it's the only season he's played football.
Have a guess.
He scored goals.
How many G&A Osimhen's got now this year?
29.
Just because we do this every week and it seems to go up every single week.
30, 35 in totality.
29. Is it not?
41.
Woo! He weren't worth it. Remember, Don did his research and said, remember, Don did his research and he back me on this. Don did his research and basically said, he ain't worth the money, we got Jackson. That's basically what Don said. Do you know what I'm saying?
Honestly, man, those Chelsea fans in the chat back in the day at the start of the season, he was going, he's shit, he's rubbish, he's absolutely useless. And he's got 41 G&A, bro. What are you doing? Oh, but it's the Turkish league. No, he's got 8 G&A in the Europa League.
Yeah.
The guy's an elite level goal scorer, man.
Because he wants 350k a week or whatever it is, 400k a week. They won't pay it. So they keep it Jackson and Mark Gui and Kunku. Dear me.
Yeah. No, listen, I'm happy with Liam Delap potentially coming to Man United, especially I think one good thing about the deal is at 30 million in the modern day game, it's a relatively low risk with the age that he's at. You're not going to lose. It's definitely a lower risk than buying a player that was the same age as him in Rasmus Højlund for 73 million. It's definitely a lower risk. If it goes wrong,
100%.
It's easy to recoup. But I'm intrigued to know why he's joining Manchester United at this point over Chelsea. I don't even want to banter Chelsea about it. Do you know one of the reasons why I'm not going to even try and banter Chelsea? Because I feel like every time you do that as a fan, the player that signs your club ends up doing shit. I just feel like I'm just going to, yep, great, we got him. Commiserations, Chelsea. Keep my powder dry. I'm intrigued in people's reasoning, but yeah, I'm not even going to, there's nothing to even mock. Yeah, my team are so far behind these other sides at the moment. I feel there is nothing to mock. I can't mock anything. I just don't feel in a position to do it. It just doesn't feel something off key about a Man United fan mocking a rival right now.
Yeah, it's just Spurs fans. Would you have Osimhen at United?
Yeah. I'm gutted we're not linked to him. The only thing is for me, subjectively speaking, I rate him. I like him. I've wanted him for years. Objectively, no big club in Europe is willing to pay him his money. And that is typically speaking, is a red flag to me. This, I used to have this conversation with people about Zaha at Palace a lot. Top class, he could be world class. I said, I get why you think that. But at this point, I was in this space of he's in his late 20s, barring that move when he was younger to United that didn't last long. No one's ever actually gone ahead and paid the money that Palace want for him. That was always an indication to me that I'm not putting it down to attitude, behavior, inconsistency, effort. I don't know what it is. I can't, because there's nothing tangible to attach it to. But there's something in it where no one's willing to buy someone. It makes, objectively, I think it makes your opinion wrong. So that's the only flag I've got with Osimhen, is that not one top club in Europe is willing to pay him. But he's not asking for half a billion a week. He's asking for 250,000, which is not exactly Man United pay that to Mount, is the point I'm making, right? So he's not asking for exorbitant amounts of money. That's the only, when you go out and you think you might have left the oven on or did leave the iron on, you get a little, that's the only thing in the back of my mind about Osimhen. Nobody seems willing to pay him what I think he's worth. So I have to consider that. But I'd love Osimhen at Man United.